Good morning, evening, afternoon, I'm tatocat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Lucid9, but with a special happy ending fan mod played by Spartancupcake. So to pre-warn you, before I do anything, there is AI in this mod. Normally I tend to stay away from games that use AI and stuff like that for reasons, but like, I'm making an exception with this one because it's fan-made, made by basically one person, and it's not making any money. It's just a fan thing. So if you don't like that, please go find a different video. And yeah, without further ado, Lucid9. If you haven't seen or played Lucid9, this is not the video to watch because this is basically getting an alternate ending to the original game. And so if you haven't seen the actual ending, then maybe go watch or play that. Since, you know, the second one hasn't come out yet. I needed some happy feel. So hopefully this is actually a happy ending and I'm not going to be surprised by it being a sad ending because I'm traumatized. But according to Lucid9's, well, Fallen Snow Studios Discord, Elizabeth's route is out for special backers. So the rest of us have this. So yeah. So let's continue. And I don't know if this is going to be one part or multiple parts, but we shall see. And hopefully the sound isn't too quiet because the game music is quite loud. Okay, and just a refresher, because I don't think I have recorded Rui's ending. I played it because I've 100%ed this game. At this point, this is right after everyone's out of the hospital. We played a game with all of our friends, and then we went to the graveyard with Rui, and we had a heart-to-heart, and now we're coming back. Although, to be honest, I can't remember if that happens in all of them, or if it's when you're going after Rui, which is kind of hard to do, but yes, it's been a while. Yes, let's continue from here. I head back to my own apartment, holding this novel, airy feeling as tightly as I can. The last traces of sun soak out of the sky, replaced with deep shades of cobalt. It's been a good day. I'm just getting flashbacks of when I actually played it. I have to wear my emotional support hoodie sweater thing. It's quite comfy. It makes me feel better. So you've probably seen it in quite a few videos at this point. I stop in front of my apartment door, reaching towards the key padlock. Then I hear it. Faint melodies of some classical strain are bleeding through my door. Music coming from my apartment, the apartment that I haven't been in 3 months. The dizzy glow of ignorant happiness falls away from me all at once. I push the door open quietly, adrenaline spiking in my veins. Of course it's not over. Was I just getting poisoned? I inch into my apartment as the music warbles on. Aside from the moonlight streaming through the curtains, everything is dark. Yeah. Okay. Yama. I have low vision. I'm pretty sure I could see through that. That's a pretty good amount of light. But you know, if you say so. I reach out to switch on the light, but nothing happens. The music swells to a crescendo. My hands grow clammy. I tighten them against my jacket. Something pricks at the back of my neck. I whip around, squinting at shadows. Nothing but stillness. I shuffle to the kitchen, keeping my steps light. As I extract a knife from the counter, my heart pulses in my throat. Yama, as a person who has a similar setup, I know I'm being harsh on him, but he should know better by this point. But if someone's in an apartment like this, they can see you go to your kitchen. They're probably just like in the doorway going, "Hey, what's up?" or on your couch or something. You can't sneakily get a knife. They would know that you had it. Someone in my apartment? Could it possibly? No. He's under custody. He has to be. Shigure would tell me if he escaped. I inch closer, tightening my shaking grip on the handle of the knife. And then something inches into light, awash with silver. It's the one who lives in the shady part, who made Shigure do animal stuff like a kitty cat and like a chicken or something. Natsuki? Maybe. Always forget her name and the voice that I do for her, but we'll see. Good evening, Yama Ishimoto. I'm right. It is Natsuki. Natsuki Tanaka leans against the window, arms crossed over her chest, as she surveys me with a patronizing smile. Of course she is. She's so much cooler than us. She can do a patronizing smile. Look how cool. She has both her hands in her pockets. Natsuki? Why is Natsuki here? How did she get here? What's she doing? Did you miss me? My grip goes slack. The knife clatters to the floor. Let's see if I can do this as monotone as possible. What are you doing here? I wonder... You can't just waltz into my apartment. I already have. Get out, or I'm calling the police. Go ahead. You believe they would listen? I fall silent at that, my head spinning too fast to track. Closing down the school, withholding information on the crime, setting up Ryota as a scarecrow immigrant. That was you? Oh dear. I could hardly take credit for such a master's work of art. No, I'm just an ordinary teenage girl, beset with high school drama and college entrance exams. I thought she was actually an adult. She just looks young, like Shigure. Maybe I'm just thinking about Shigure. I could be wrong. Or maybe she's being sarcastic. I don't know. A sudden thrill of rage races through me veins. Races through my veins. I lunge forward, slamming a hand on the glass. Why would you do that? Don't do that. That hurts. Look, Tanaka. I'm not in the mood for games. Oh? That's interesting. I could have sworn you were just playing one. What? Oh, are you feigning ignorance now? I speak of the, RP, of course. How could you know? I believe we've been over this part before, Yama Ishimoto. It is hardly of any importance by this point. Zoom in. So we know she's serious. She suddenly twists her fingers into my collar, her face dropping into a harsh straight line. What really matters is your sheer ignorance. You should have heeded my words, even if both of us knew that you never truly listened to them. Your words? That you should have stayed out of this. All of this. She releases me, shoving me back with surprising strength. I barely catch myself against the wall. I caught the serial killer. Isn't that what? Natsuki barks a harsh laughter. What? In that little pond? I wouldn't go patting myself on the back for him if I were you. I practically spoon-fed him into your hands. Not into my mouth? You know what, Natsuki? You're so cool. You can spoon-feed me into my hands if you want. She claps hollowly. Every facet of her face alight with a sardonic smile. Congratulations, Yama Ishimoto. You think this is the end? You aren't even close. She slides to the door with cat-like grace, tapping something on her hip. The deadly feud cuts off abruptly. As it does, Natsuki stares back at me, stopping a few inches short of the door. Unless, of course, you'd like it to be. In an instant, her facial expressions reverts to its prior seriousness, and any words I could have responded to her with stop cold in my throat. Well, don't just stare at me like that and say nothing. Contrary to what you might think of me, I can engage in a civil negotiation when the needs arise. You haven't exactly done yourself any favors, I want to say, but try as I might, I can't say anything. I'm not Mephistopheles, you know. I'm not going to offer you a deal and then take your soul from you if you agree to it. A fitting name drop, but not a name drop that I expect to be getting in Lucid9. Suits it, but unexpected. If you decide to be sensible, I can even speak to the right people and ensure that you're well cared for. That is, of course, on the small chance that you're willing to put aside your pride and ego, remove your nose from my business, and accept that there are simply some mysteries that you specifically are not meant to solve. I'm prepared to strike a bargain with you. I can't guarantee your safety if you decide it's not enough for you, but if you do, you will receive the maximum amount of protection that my organization can reasonably provide. Protection? I force a single word reply out of my mouth with extreme effort. My voice cracks and slips out weakly, and I hate myself for it. Natsuki clearly enjoys this, grinning as if she's having the time of her life. Even the reflection of the pale moonlight on her teeth seemed to shine with cold, prideful fury she embodies. Spoken like someone who desperately needs it. You really are a cute little errand boy, aren't you? I try to ignore this and maintain eye contact with her, but it's harder than ever to act like I have any power here. I want to hang my head in shame, but I force myself to clench my fists and keep up, even if that's all I can do. My ultimatum is as follows. flee to safety while your pathetic little life is still worth living, or stay here at the mercy of people who will make you wish you were dead. Your insistence on investigating the deaths at the academy has changed nothing in the grand scheme of things, except place both you and the people you care about in grave danger. I tried to help you, to keep you out of this, but you insisted on remaining involved. Your actions have exposed you to knowledge that you are not prepared for the slightest. Staying here now could be a dire, irreversible error. This is your final warning. Leave Isamu, and leave it immediately. You can take that mentally handicapped love doll of yours with you as well as her parents, for all I care. But leave this city and don't come back. Ever. Our old house in Seto has been made available for all three of them to safely move into. And, considering what they know, it would be best if they did. Unlike Isamu, your home city has a competent police force, one that coincidentally despises the same people who now despise you, Rui Hayata, and her family. Fortunately, those people are cowards. They'll bend the knee the moment we make our influence known to them. And even if they don't, every police officer in this country practically works for us already. If your ego is bruised by what I've told you, you may soothe it with the knowledge that you might become our sword of Damocles, hanging over the heads of mutual enemies. If they harm you, we will show the entire world what you know, that which they are willing to kill and torture for in order to keep secret, hidden even. If they somehow still decide that making an attempt at your well-being is worthwhile, the world will know about that attempt as well. If they don't, it will still be a source of immense entertainment for all of us. By us, do you mean Nimniscape? Perhaps I do. With any luck, you'll never need to find out. At any rate, those are my terms. Do you accept them? Make your decision now, or not at all. Natsuki pauses, giving me a few seconds to consider her offer. I wanted to get to the bottom of this. I really do. But what if Natsuki's telling the truth? Oh, she is. Think about it. Has she ever really lied to you? She's generally been honest. She's like, yeah, stuff is gonna happen. She's given hints about everything, and we're just like, do. I mean, she's shady, but you know. What if I'm being hunted by powerful people, and Rui and her parents aren't any better off? They could still get to us if we leave, but they're sure to get to us if we don't. What should I do? More importantly, what can I do? Alright, so I'm assuming leave Isamu is the path that we take. Because when we stayed in Isamu, nothing good happened. Like, leaving wasn't an option before. So I'll do that. And then after we do that, I'll come back and see what this one does. See if it's any different. I know that there's a happy ending, but I don't know how much was put into it. I don't know if it takes us to an OG ending or like a slightly different ending, but we'll find out. Leave Isamu. Also, can I say Natsuki is one of my favorites. She's like not a good person, but she's also kind of like not a terrible person. She's like insane, but like she has some rules. You know, she's not just completely crazy and murdery. Like, she will kill, probably, but like with specific reasons. And I like characters like her. They're not really good guys, but they're not really bad guys, and they're not gray. They're like more dark gray because they're still kind of a bit evil. But you know, I kind of like that. They're interesting. You never know which way they're gonna go. You have a deal. I'll leave Isamu and never come back. But I want to know that Rui and I will be safe in Seto. Oh yes! You always want to know things, don't you? Nevertheless, you have my word. I'll even tell the Hayatas what I told you, so that you can all be ready to leave Isamu. Don't worry, for once in your life, this is a decision you won't regret. Natsuki turns to leave, but I force myself to extend a hand and ask one final question. Wait, please. To her credit, she stops to listen, even if doing so is probably amusing to her. Oh? And why should I do that? She's right. She has no reason to stay here, other than to remind me that she's in control. But maybe that's all the reason she needs. Never mind. It's nothing. Thank you. Natsuki only smiles. If I didn't know what she was capable of, and I probably still don't, I think it was genuine. Have a safe night, Yama Yoshimoto. Oh, and if you change your mind about leaving, you might also want to change your key code. There's silence, nothing but cold, deathly silence. I sink into my sofa, waiting in the darkness of my apartment. Only one phrase thrums through my mind. Ryota in jail, Rui alive. So what? The press is silent, the school is closed, and according to Shigure, something's wrong with the police too. I thought that I understood everything, but Natsuki is always one step ahead. I thought I was the orchestrator, but it looks like I'm just a pawn. Still too ignorant, still too weak. I still can't see the whole picture, but maybe I don't need to. Maybe instead of seeing this through, I can cut my losses and move on for a change. If that's really what I want to do, though, I'll need to act quickly. No, I really did like the phone in this game. I only wish that I could do stuff with the phone, because it looks like you could do stuff with the phone, and I really wanted to be able to do stuff with the phone, because it just looks like you can, and it looks like so interesting, and I just wanted to play with it. Maybe in the other game you get to play with the phone. Rui answers the phone so quickly that it makes me jump. For a second time tonight, I'm too stunned to even get a short sentence out. Yama? Is that you? It's like she was waiting for me to call her. Look, if you're going to do all that creepy breathing into the phone, you might as well say something. Something. I try to lighten the mood with a joke, but Rui doesn't laugh, neither do I. But I suppose with everything that's happened, both of us have plenty of good reasons to feel uncomfortable. I'm relieved that she's still okay, but somehow, all that does is make this atmosphere feel even more precarious. I could only take one wrong move, one single twitch, and it'll all come crashing down. Natsuki talked to you, didn't she? Yeah. How did you... She followed me home. Told me and my parents that all three of us were in danger. My dad still thinks it's a test or some kind of bogus threat meant to intimidate us. My mom thought the same, but then she told her that Lemniscate had sent an armored vehicle to check on us. Smiled and walked out the front door like the whole exchange was nothing. Did an armored vehicle show up? What do you think? So, she is with Lemniscate. Either that, or she just knows what they're planning, but being so informed would take a massive amount of time and resources. How else could she have predicted their movements so accurately without having at least some kind of connection or outright authority? I think your dad wishes they didn't. You know you gave him this job? Why, your entire family came here in the first place. I think she said our. She said our. My bad. He's going to be angry when he finds out we've been lied to. That is, if he even believes it at all. I'm recording this call on the odd chance that he'll actually listen to you. Is there anything you'd like to say to him? Yeah, I guess I could say something. Uncle Mamoru? I know we haven't spoken much, but if you're listening to me, I think you're in genuine danger, and so are Rui and Aunt Naomi. The young woman who came to your house was trying to warn you, just like she tried to warn me. I'm scared, Uncle Mamoru. She's never lied to me before, and even if she is lying, it's too risky to stay here any longer. I know you don't want to leave your life here behind, but please listen to me. And if you can't listen to me, then listen to your wife and daughter. It'll be safer for us in Seto. You'll be able to live in your old house. Please, Uncle Mamoru, I don't want you to die here. That ending. I'm just gonna have flashbacks through this entire thing. Like when I should have expected it when I played the game, but I got lulled into such a false sense of security that when it happened, it was kind of, it was like, wow. And then like that was the only ending that you got. Well said, Yama. Rui presses a button on her phone, probably deactivating whatever recording software she was using until now. Now, off the record, I don't trust this Natsuki character, do you? No, but I feel like this is our best chance to get out of here in one piece. Yeah, it's starting to look that way, isn't it? I'll pack everything I can, call the number she gave us, and request a secure transport out of here. Even if my parents decide to stay, there's no way in hell I'm letting you go back to settle on your own. Do me a favor, and don't tell your parents about any of this, okay? It's safer for them if they don't know. Done. Thanks. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? Okay. Rui hangs up without another word. Understandable, considering all the work she has to do now. And that's to say nothing about the urgency of it all. I'm not safe yet, and I doubt I ever will be. But somehow, I think this is the right choice for me. More importantly, I think it's the right choice for Rui. Whatever I'm going through is still far from over, but in spite of that, I should try to get some sleep. It'll be difficult, and I might still die, but if I die, then I die. I might as well try to be the best person I can be when I do. I mean, in the end, we all die. And that's kind of how we gotta be. Might as well try to be the best person we can be when that time comes. Oh, no, not the flashes. The flashes are bad. Bad things happen. What bad thing is going to happen? I dream of something strange. At the time, it was perfectly clear. Something so vibrant that it was almost tangible. There was smoke, something heavy in the air, a kind of blackness filling my lungs. While I was dreaming, I understood everything, but after waking up, I felt vague, a silhouette immersed in fog. I feel like I've missed something important, but even more than that, I feel like I've just avoided something terrible. Normally I might check if Natsuki's stolen anything from my apartment. To be honest though, she doesn't seem like the thieving type. Yeah, not unless like it was like some sort of important information that she might need for a mission, because she's pretty spy-like, I'd say. Like someone who's really high up there, but like gets shit done. So unless you had some super secret service-y stuff, then I don't think she'd care about anything that you have. If anything, she's probably just the kind of person to relish in the abject terror of humanity. Yeah, definitely. Instead, I guess I'll wash up and get dressed and do whatever else is routine. Waiting for the moment of truth. Waiting until Rui calls and we both go back to Seto. And that's assuming she even makes it that far. It's going to be an awkward 3 hours, and then once we are safe, I'll have to face something even more frightening than being marked for death. It's a little strange now that day's bright and the sun's shining and the weather is a stereotypically beautiful summer day. I find that my head is painfully clear. I listened to Natsuki's warning. How could I not? When she was so clear about the danger that Rui and I were facing. If we make it back in one piece, Rui and I will have to talk again. And even I can't deny it any longer. When that happens, she's going to confess to me. She's going to say that she likes me, as in has romantic feelings for me, just so I won't misunderstand. Dummy, okay, so listen up or she'll punch me. And by the way, this doesn't mean we have to date or anything. She thought she should let me know. And she's liked me for forever, but because I'm just such a dummy, I never realized it. But anyway, where was she going with this? She had a point. Ah, right. She likes me. Yeah, that's all she had to tell me. Then she'll finally stop breathlessly, and I'm supposed to act forward because she was so very subtle about hiding her feelings. Feel a little targeted, because I'm the type of person who like practices conversations in my head. Like I'm like, oh yeah, this person's gonna say this and I'm gonna say that. And I do this exact thing, and I'm like, oh, I don't even want to talk to them anymore. Maybe it sounds arrogant, but it's true. I can't deny that. Although oddly enough, I do try to talk to them. I'm usually mostly correct about how that conversation is going to go. So, maybe it sounds arrogant, but it's true. I can't deny that. For some unknown reason, Rui Hayata has feelings for Yama Ishimoto. The problem is, no. The problem has always been, what do I do in response? You think that after facing a serial killer together, anything else would pale in comparison. And, well, I guess it did. But once we get to Seto, I won't be able to keep postponing the inevitable. I'm going to have to face it. Tomorrow, if not today. And if not tomorrow, then the day after that, or the day after that, or the day after that. The thing is, I know what Misaki would say, or what Akira would say. She likes you and you need her. What's the problem? That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Rui doesn't deserve anything half-hearted. She doesn't deserve a guy who doesn't even know how he feels, or a guy who's using her for his own purposes. She deserves someone who's totally, madly in love with her, who will pursue her to the ends of the earth, who will fight for her like she's... Why do I suddenly think of Misato? Ugh. Then Misaki or Akira will respond, well, I'm sure that doesn't matter to her. She likes you for you. And I will respond, it does matter. It will always matter. It will matter because in a few months, Rui will be disappointed, claiming that she's in a one-sided relationship, she's in one-sided love, and she'll want more from me than I'm able to give. It will matter because something happens between us. If something happens between us, I'll have no one left. Then Misaki or Akira will respond, love is a choice. Love is an action. Love is not wishy-washy feeling. You can choose to love her. Then they'll continue. So, go confess. Seize the day. And at that convenient moment, Rui will call me, and the shoujo manga will be complete. And speak of the devil, don't tell me this is about to happen. Rui? Who is I remember the original... I don't know if this is actually just the original game right now, as it's been a long time since I played, but at some point his parents call. So I think these are his parents? Is this his dad? At least I think his parents call. Pretty sure they do. Yama. My voice dies in my throat. I flop on the couch, staring at the ceiling. Dad? An awkward pause. It is his dad. I feel better. I hadn't expected this call to come today. In fact, I hadn't expected this call to come, well, ever. What exactly has been going on? I don't hear disapproval in his voice. I don't hear anger. I don't even hear worry. He sounds distant, just like how I feel distant. Nothing much. It sounds feeble coming out of my mouth. Of course stuff has been happening. They've been paying the hospital bills. They've been receiving notices from the school. Who knows? Maybe Shigure talked to them. I want to hear it from your own mouth. Yama? What's this about a serial killer? In Rui? And... They weren't supposed to call. They weren't supposed to be... they were supposed to be ignorant, able to keep their son at a distance, abiding by whatever arrangement was most comfortable for them. Yeah, there's been disappearances at the school. It was actually because a faculty member at the school was kidnapping students and murdering them. Yes, we heard. I can't believe it. He almost killed Rui. Dead silence follows the statement. I wait, my palms sweating against my pajamas. So, the hospital visit. Yeah. Another silence. So much for not bothering my parents. Yama, you almost died, didn't you? You better tell me that there was no other option, son, and that you called the police. There wasn't. And yeah, I did. There's yet another silence. It's almost as if we're co-workers rather than family members. To be honest, I can't really say why. It's not like my parents hate me. In fact, I know they care for me. Things used to be different. We were a close family in a way. Mom and Dad were always smiling, always laughing, always excited about their restaurant. But after Mizu... Son? Huh? Did you hear your mother? I pause. Dad sighs. We're coming to pick you up. Now. Wait, what? Leave? Now? I already decided to leave today. Do they somehow know about that and want to take me to Seto themselves? If they do, they'd probably want to be informed about the whole plan with Limnyscape, but I promised Rui I wouldn't. If they don't, this is one hell of a coincidence. For all I know, maybe Natsuki orchestrated this as well. Either way, it's a mistake to tell them anything. If that means they'll panic and have to go looking for me, so be it. I'll deal with the consequences later. If there ever is a later. Honey, we thought you'd be safe and happy in Isamu with Rui, but... I am. Oh yes, I could tell that from the hospital notice and from the serial killer that was apparently after your and Rui's necks. Dear, please calm down. You're coming back, Yama Ishimoto. I'm not... And suddenly his voice cracks. Losing my other kid. Just like that, the distance between us shatters into pieces. I fall backwards, my mind failing for explanations. Expectations, guilt, nostalgia. We've been distant for years. We've barely spoken. Most times, I don't even come home for the holidays. Because after Mizu died, all they did was push me away. Right? Or was I the one who pushed them away first? I don't remember anymore. All I know is there's a decades-old gap between us, and no matter how I feel now, I can't close it overnight. And that's a very real thing. Like, something happens, something changes when you're younger, and like, people are one way and then you notice it, and either to protect yourself or them, you kind of distance yourself to make them or yourself feel better, and you become accustomed to that, and they don't really do anything about that, and sometimes they even make it seem more like that should be happening, and then suddenly it's like, yeah, it's all good now. We want you here now. You spent so much time living in that one way that even if they are more accepting and more open, either from you pushing them away or them pushing you away, you can't just be like, oh yeah, it's all better now. All of that past is all gone now. It's still gonna be like there. And like, that doesn't just change. Like, you can definitely work on it, but it is definitely going to be awkward for a while. Could be years. But yeah, I can understand his thoughts. Especially when you're really not expecting it, because you're like, whoa, no, that's not how our relationship works. It's going to be uncomfortable to have to live with my parents again, but I don't have a choice. Isamu isn't safe anymore, and neither am I, and because of that, they've decided that it's time for me to leave. All this time I thought that my parents sent me to school with Rui to kick me out, but it looks like they've just been trying to care for me. Shouldn't I repay that favor? We're getting in the car. Pack your stuff, Yama. We'll be there in 3 hours, honey. On the dot. 3 hours? 3 hours to say goodbye to all the friends I've made. Tie up all the loose ends I've left hanging. Not to mention, if Rui doesn't call me back and get us out of here before my parents find me, there's going to be hell to pay. I'll go with him as a last resort, but there's no telling how Natsuki will react if she thinks I've gone back on our deal. And what am I supposed to do if I even make it back alive? Sleep? Watch movies? Waste the day just like I used to? No. I might not be in Isamu anymore, but that doesn't mean that I can't do anything productive from that home. And as long as Rui's with me, I won't have to do it alone. Okay, have a safe trip. Bye-bye, honey. You be safe too. And with that, the call cuts off. I probably should feel relieved, or happy, or grateful for learning that my parents haven't been ignoring me this whole time. But I only feel blank. Maybe the distance is too much. Maybe it's all too late. I carelessly begin to throw some of my belongings in the luggage, but stop short, checking the time. 3 hours. I have just enough time to pay one friend a visit, tell them I'm leaving, finish packing, and then call Rui if she hasn't already called me. She seems to have things in hand, though, so I doubt I'll need to do much other than wait and get picked up by whoever Limnyscape sends. Even so, if I only have time to talk to one other person, who should it be? Airi, Akira, Elizabeth, or Misaki. Airi and Akira are my favorites. We'll do Akira. I think that's who I went after. Yeah, I think Akira is who I went after when I originally played. Not realizing how the game worked. So, yeah, we'll do Akira. Plus, you know, I really miss her interesting thought process. At a time like this, spending time with a positive spirit sounds like heaven. Hey, if it isn't the daimyo himself. The what now? You know, daimyo, be the lord and all that. What, did you run out of modern military terms? Oh no, it's just that saying daimyo yama 10 times fast is a really good way to practice your enunciation. And as my grandma used to say, enunciation is better part of valor. Daimyo yama, deyo mama, daimyo ya. Daimyo yama is actually pretty difficult to say. I can't help but laugh at her sheer ridiculousness. Yeah, I guess this is what I need. Say, Akira, are you free right now? Free as a bird and voting woman of society. Aren't you a minor? Oh, right. Then, only free as a bird. Think we can meet up? I think, therefore I am. I'll take that as a yes. How does the courtyard Oh, wait. The entire school is closed. Well, GFC is not exactly the nicest environment, and even the cafe is not the best for private conversation. Is there anywhere else where we could have a decent discussion? Ah, of course. How does the river sound? You know the one by school? Oh yes! Good old George! I've been meaning to check up on him for a while. Oh, take your word for it. See you in a few, Daimyo-yama! And you, Samurai Kira. She giggles lightly before cutting the call. Alright, time to head to the river. Are we gonna get to watch my favorite TV show, Governmecker? I love that show. It was so dumb, but I loved it. I leave my luggage in my apartment and head outside, slipping Rui's pen into my pocket. We're not going to leave that adorable stuffy, are we? The day is beautiful and bright, sending waves of sparkles skittering across the surface of the Rainbow River. If I hadn't almost drowned in it twice, I might actually appreciate its beauty. As it is, I can barely bring myself to approach a bench that's a good distance from the river's edge. Yeah, Yama do have bad luck. Within minutes, I spot the familiar bobbing of a blonde head around the corner. A fair afternoon to you, Daimyo-yama! Good morrow, Samurai Akira. Akira stops before the bench with a dramatic flourish of her arm. Might I ask, my lord, what hailed such an urgency? You can sit down, you know. Despite my words, she remains standing at a distance, almost as if I'm carrying some sort of contagious disease. I am but a humble samurai, Daimyo-yama. To sit next to a lord of your rank would be preposterous. So it would if we were actually in medieval Japan, but we're not. On the contrary, our position within the time-space continuum is all but relative limited solely by human constructs. And within those constructs, we're not in medieval Japan. Pooh! You're about as fun as watching grass grow on an assembly line, Daimyo-yama. Yeah, I'm told that I'm the life of the party. She giggles at this, finally sitting on the bench, but on the opposite side. The distance suddenly brings my mind... The distance suddenly brings to mind yesterday's conversation with Rui. I clear my throat, fixing my eyes on the churning river. So, I'm moving. Oh? Where to? I hear that North High has some tragically stupid students, but a great view of the ocean. And also that Hikarizaka High is really sweet at first, but eventually tears you apart with utter misery and despair. And apparently, Afterlife High is really out of this world. What are you talking about? Well, you know, lots of people are pretty mad about the academy closing. It happened so close to the university entrance exams. I'm not moving to another school, Akira. I'm moving out of Isamu. It's not the entire truth, but it's all she needs to know. And if, for some reason, she does know the entire truth, it's all I should tell her. I also feel like this is fitting, because she's like Rui's bestie. It's safest to pretend that certain things are still the way they were. I'll lie if I need to, and I'll act like nothing's changed. Nothing at all. I'm not sure what I was expecting from Akira. Maybe a laugh, maybe an exaggerated jump, maybe some kind of pun or joke. Whatever I was expecting, it certainly wasn't complete silence with an unnervingly blank expression. A long moment passes, and Akira is still sitting on her side of the bench, hands pressed into her knees. She doesn't move, she doesn't say a word. Concerned, I reach over to shake her shoulder. Akira, is something... And suddenly, she brings up her arm, pushing my hand to the side. She stands still, blank-faced. You're moving away? Yeah, back to my hometown. Seto? 3 hours away? Huh? Yeah, how did you... Oh, right. Rui. I see. The moment stretches in between us. I feel like silence is being forcibly shown down my throat. Kira? Of course you're moving away. Bewildered, I only stare like some useless idiot as Akira's shoulders begin to shake. Oh, Daimyo-yama, whatever shall we do? You haven't confessed your feelings, your true love yet. Her trembling words belie her plastered smile. It's jarring to see the impenetrable Akira buffeted. Her trembling words belie her plastered smile. It's trying to see the impenetrable Akira buffeted like a leaf in the wind. Why? Why would you be so upset? I forget how dumb Yama can be. Like, he's smart in some other ways, but then he's like really dumb in other ways, like this. Oh, right. She doesn't know that Rui's coming with me. And there's no safe way to let her know. Not yet, at least. That's not exactly why she's upset, but yeah. I'm moving 3 hours away. I'm not dying. Oh, Daimyo Yama, don't you know that moving away before confessing your feelings is a bad idea? I don't want to worry about feelings. Rui and I are good friends right now, and that's all I need to be concerned with. But if you realize something later, you might never get closure. The internet exists. I'm sure I'll live. My words are harshly blunt. I'm not trying to hurt Akira. I just don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Is something wrong? They all seem awkward, trite. She appears genuinely distraught, and unlike with Rui, I have no clue what to do. So I can be as honest. That's all that's left. Surprisingly, Akira matches me. She straightens her eyes, flaring with determination. No. Oh? You're supposed to see Rui today, aren't you? About that. So, while you're there, hear her out. And then give a good response. Hear me, Daimyo Yama. Both of you need to be happy. Look, Akira, here's the thing. No! She screams loud and firm. I can hear echoes of her voice bouncing along the edge of the path. I only stare in shock. What? I'm not listening to what you have to say, Daimyo Yama. There's no way you would... Rui Hayata's your one true love. Only Rui. Can you stop saying that? I'm telling you... Don't! Don't say you have another girl in your heart. Don't say that she's... Akira trails off, her cheeks flaring bright red. What's possessed her today? Yama, you know, he's a high schooler. He'll get older and he'll learn. No, he won't. He won't learn. I feel like he'll probably always be a little bit dumb in this area. Look, can you just let me explain myself? Daimyo Yama, let me try to understand what you're currently thinking. I'm pretty sure I could do that myself. If you know, let me talk. No, I can't let you speak. I feel a little flare of irritation, but I shut my mouth. Even though I don't understand why Akira is acting this way, she cares deeply for Rui. She probably has good reason. I bet that you don't really know how you feel towards Rui. You're probably scared, right? Scared that you can't return her love? And if your relationship changes, well, you just might end up losing everything. So instead, you're pretending like nothing's happening, like you don't have any feelings because you want to keep up the status quo. Or maybe you don't have feelings, but you know that you could have them. They just need some encouragement. And you're not giving them that encouragement. Isn't it because you're scared? Isn't it because you kind of wonder if Rui really does like you, or if she's just thinks she does because the two of you happen to spend a lot of time together? Just like you? Every word she says hits a nail on the head. I stare wordlessly at her. Please, Daimoyama, go to her. Even if you don't know what to do, just listen to her. Don't worry about what to say. I think if the two of you just talk about it honestly, and if you really, really try to understand, everything will work out. Just be honest, okay? Okay. To be honest, I still don't get this girl. But I want to honor her conviction. After all, she's Rui's other best friend. This conversation will likely affect her just as much as it affects me. I guess I should stop being a coward, huh? Daimoyama? What? To be honest, I also have something to say. I'm listening. She shuffles for a moment, lacing her fingers behind her back. You see... She pauses, her grip tightens. The thing is... Another pause. She takes a deep breath. I've always... And yet, another pause. Suddenly, she flings her arms outward, pointing a finger just millimeters away from my nose. Wanted to be a baker because it makes me so happy. So, Daimoyama, are you happy? God, he's so dumb. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. Poor Akira. I guess they all kind of go through that. And they're all like, yeah, he should be with Rui. And my cat's like, yeah, I should be on your lap or on top of your keyboard. Baking makes you happy? Oh, that's irrelevant. Just answer. Are you happy? Sure, I guess. No, I must know, without a doubt, that you're overflowing with happiness, like a psychedelic volcano on a caffeine high. It's the only way I can... She trails off again, then clears her throat. Well, are you happy? Am I happy? Oh, I hate that question. I don't like when people ask me, what's your favorite movie? Are you happy? Or, this isn't really a question, tell me about yourself. These three things I can never properly answer. Oh, what's your favorite food is another one. I'm closest that I've ever been for sure. But moving away means I'll be leaving behind a lot of friends. Even hanging out with Rui won't make me forget that. For now, I am. Then, as long as you stay that way. She abruptly straightens and brushes at her skirt. I think I should leave now, Daimyo-yama. You got places to be, a specific place in particular. She's right about that. More than she knows, actually. I'm not sure why, but although nothing about her has changed, she looks broken. I feel a tickle of guilt in the pit of my stomach. Hey, Akira, is everything up? Just dandy, Daimyo-yama. See ya! Wait. She halts, and her steps, her expression frozen on her face. Sorry to ask this, but I'm leaving right after I visit Rui, so could you tell everyone else about why I moved? And what would that reason be? My parents aren't too happy after the whole serial killer deal. Well, that definitely makes sense. Leave it to me, Daimyo-yama. I won't even ask why you won't text them yourself. Technically, you just kind of... No, she did it passive-aggressively. It's not the same thing. Akira turned again, but suddenly swivels back, her lips flat against her face. Can you do me a favor, Daimyo-yama? Probably. Don't contact me again, okay? Everything suddenly turned stone cold. Wait, what? I'll block your number if I have to. Goodbye, Daimyo-yama, and fare thee well. And without another word, she suddenly takes off, disappearing down the river path. What was that all about? Well, we haven't really gotten too far into this. Well, we got to see the cool Natsuki thing. But we will continue this in the next episode. I have sadly need to go wrap my wrist. I have it unwrapped right now, and I need to wrap it up. So we'll be done for today, but I'll be recording another episode soon. So I hope you enjoyed it, and do all the YouTube things that helps out the channel and it helps out the people who make the games. If their game gets noticed and whatnot, and spreads the word and enjoyment of these games to other people. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night, or morning, or evening, or afternoon.